Center. It is Sunday evening, 5:30, 11:14. Welcome everybody. If you're new here, go down to that bottom right hand corner, hit that Options Center logo and subscribe. Thanks for joining us here. What we're going to do today is go through the list that's on the left in that scratch pad. We're going to check out SPX on multiple time frames, do an analysis. We're going to layer on our analysis from Elliott waves, MAs, candles, RSIs, MACD, check out the VIX, and also hit up the SPX on the options expected move for the week. And from then, we'll stop the free video and we'll continue on with some education and more in-depth market analysis for our Patreon. So if you want to join, it's $5 to start for the first year per month. Check it out. Okay, and join us. Don't forget to join us for the options, guys. It's a free Discord. Each and every day we'll be on there for at least a little bit. So check us out. Here we go. SPX. We're going to start off on the monthly. Just want to show the candle, real small, but follow through candle from last month's October's bullish engulfing candle that pushed off the 8MA. Let's go down to the weekly. On the weekly time frame, we had our wave 3 move and what we think was an expanded flat A, expanded B down to C, which ended wave 4, and now we're working on primary wave 5. Let's get in depth a little bit. We have intermediate wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and what we're thinking is 4 is not over yet. We think this is going to be very similar to the Corona crash example, to where we have an A, expanded B, and C on a smaller scale here, but we will see come very soon. This week we had a hangman doji. That hangman was inside week candle after a key reversal off of this upper channel trend line. So we'll see what happens. A follow through to the downside or a follow through to the upside would be, or reversal to the downside or follow through to the upside will be key this week, whether we inside week up or inside week down. And, you know, there's always a possibility, guys, that we could have a double inside week. So we'll have to watch price action. If we chop around, that means we're not going anywhere for the week. If we start to move right off the bat and start breaking supports or resistances, then we know what the continuation is going to be on this. So we're over all the MAs. We're holding the trend line. Everything's in a bullish stance except we're at resistance. So this is not the time to go bullish. If this plays out, then some people may call this a megaphone pattern, but as soon as we get down to a certain area, whether it be all the way down to this dash line here, which is the rising pivot from the Corona crash, that megaphone there, we are bullish in the long run. So we do think we're going to have another wave, strong wave up that should be equal, because this is already a larger wave. 3 is already, by Elliott wave rules, it's larger than the 1 at this point. So wave 5 can be anything. It can be very short. It can be super long. The rules allow it to be whatever it wants to be at this point. So that leaves us hanging in the air. We'll have to check out our indicators throughout time. Okay, checking out the back D on the weekly. We are trying to make this bull cross here, but we still are putting on divergence at this point. So we have to be really careful with that unless we start burning through the divergence to the upside. Same thing with the RSI. We're still in overbought territory. So if we start to get underneath the 70, we have a chance to actually start breaking down on the RSI and probably thinking about reaching the 50 area at that point. Okay, let's go down to the daily. Daily trend is our friend. Zoom in here a little bit to where that possible megaphone may be. End of wave 3, we have our ABC correction. This large wave, I have a 1 up there because that is a possibility. That I'm going to take that off so I don't confuse you right now, because this is a possible 1, 2. Okay, and then on the very bearish terms, if this is end of wave 3, we had our correction. This is possibly the end of primary wave 5, intermediate wave 5. And then we have a big correction, market correction, if not recession at that point. What our take is at this point, like I said on the daily or on the weekly, we had an A a expanded B, and we're looking for an expanded C to the downside. The 382 is down here at the 4142 area, so we have some confluence with the channel at that point. Lots of confluence there, but we have our other retracements here just in case we see something happening beforehand. I'm going to take it off of at this point so we don't confuse, but we're actually talking about getting down here to the 4142. If we decide to retrace to this 4363 and start from there, that could be a running flat. So that A, B, expanded B, and a higher C, which would be very similar to a 1-2 there as well. So it could get very confusing, but we're going to stick with this megaphone at this point. Okay, getting down to the lower time frame. On our 65-minute, don't forget we use the 65-minute candles, so we have even candles throughout the trading day. We are projecting that we are on wave B, this expanded B, and that our count is over 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, and that would be completed there. And now we're looking for our setup here. It's just a setup, you guys. It's a 1, 2. Anybody that's thinking, hey, you know, this is so bullish. We're moving. This is a possible wave 4. Well, we didn't retrace back very far enough for me to think this is a wave 4, first of all. But this looks impulsive to me for a wave 1, a wave 2 retracement, and then we'll be looking for a wave 3 down here, perhaps lower before we get before we start our descent to wave 4 and 5. So what we're trying to say here is, you know, this could be a possible wave 4 if you're still bullish and you think this is this series here, 1, 2, 3. And we have a wave 4 coming, then possibly this 382 would be a good retracement point at that section. So we'll probably take some off the table. If this trade starts playing out, we'll take some off the table and be very careful around this bounce point here. We start breaking this area, then we're going to be looking for much lower prices. And so this is a 1-2 setup. We start getting past this 4,700 area, and then we'll be taking off some of our losses for this setup. So just realize that this is a bearish setup. This is possible a bullish setup. If we have one more leg down, people think I'm crazy when they see they have so much exuberance. They're so bullish, but you got to remember, not everything goes straight up. Yeah, this one went straight up for a while, but we're ready to consolidate at the minimum at this point, if not actually reverse. So I did notice a little something on the MACD going on the 65-minute. So we broke down from this possible trend line up here, and we're trying to break to the upside again. But on the RSI shows a little bit better picture to where we have a rising pivot. Broke down from that pivot, retested, came down, and actually retesting this at this point. So this may be a breakdown area right away Monday. Tomorrow morning, we'll see what kind of action we get. This seems like this setup is prime for a gap down tomorrow to where we start a move right off the bat for the week. Okay. So let's go over to the Vix Futures. We like to track the Vix Futures using the VX, and then we'll go to VXX as well. I just wanted to check this out. You know, we had this somewhat set up here. Can we actually use Fibonacci on VIX and things like that? I don't know, but I put it on there anyway. Just thought it'd be interesting, almost like a 1-2-1-2 setting up here. But we're still inside this this falling wedge, and we're making higher lows and lower highs at this point. So really getting tight in here, waiting for the next big move at this point. And let's go over to the VXX, see if we see anything different on there. I think this one, it's fair to be able to, in the short term, be able to do a little bit of TA on this one. So it looks like we have a 1-2 setup going on here, and hopefully a follow through to the upside since we're positioned bearish on the market. So bullish on the VIX usually means bearish on the market. All right, SPY, we had low volume. Not going to check that out. I have all my targets on there for the patrons. And then we'll finish off with the free video with the SPX on the expected move for the week. So the options expected move kind of depicts, it gives us a playing field for the week to see what we should stay within, what type of range we can do this on the SPX. I love to do this on individual names if they have enough options flow as well. So if you notice, throughout the weeks, we've been tagging upside and actually breaking through the upside on the options expected move, upside, and then this one we actually tagged on the downside last week, and now last week was 63 points to the upside or downside. This week we're about 60 points to the upside or downside. So I do suspect we'll tag the upper or lower side without breaking through. If we start to get really bearish and this setup is for real, then you can expect us. We have the 20 day moving average right there. You can expect us to start breaking down from this options expected move starting this week. So we start breaking underneath this area that coincides with the 20-day moving average, then look out below, because we're going to probably come down towards this 50-day as soon as possible, if not just the all-time highs previously at that point, which may get a slight reaction off there. But just be careful if we make it down to the all-time highs and we get a reaction, but it starts to break back down through there, then just look out. I think we're really trying to fill out that megaphone area there. So don't trust too many bounces at this point. Just saying, be careful. I don't know if this is a wave 4, nobody does, or if this is a possible C wave, which we're looking for a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave move down to get us all the way down to much lower lows there. So okay, that does it. You guys, thanks for joining us here, Option Center patrons. Stick around.